The dice. Truly a staple in any Dungeons and Dragons player's arsenal. But at first glance you might be wondering,
Yeah, why are there so many? Which one do I roll and when? Why? There's too many. That's right, you guessed it, this video's about dice. Welcome back to Hazard of the Dice. And today, I'm going to continue on my basic series and we're going to go into these bad boys. That's right, we're talking about dice. One of the things that makes D&D so iconic is the amount of dice it uses, with a wide variety of different sizes, shapes, and colors, and different fonts you can have on these little rolling math rocks of doom. Possibilities are endless, whether you choose to use a plastic set like this one here, or a really nice metal set, or if you're continuing to use the dice roller app. The list of dice are as follows: the D20, the D12, the D10 and percentile, the D8, the D6, and the one that makes stepping on a Lego look like a walk on a beach. Grant, all these dice besides the D20 might look really intimidating, but to be completely honest, the one you're gonna be using the most of is, you guessed it, this bad boy. The most iconic shape when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons. It'll be this that is going to determine everything that you do, whether it be when you attack and hit something. How well you jump across a hole in the ground, or just how good you are at opening a door. It'll become appropriate to roll your dice when you decide your character wants to do a specific thing, of which then your dungeon master is going to ask you to make a certain roll. And you will roll your D20 and you'll add modifiers that are going to either add or subtract from whatever comes up on this D20. And we'll go over modifiers and bonuses and things like that in another video. And depending on if you're using your D20 to attack something, you will then use your other corresponding smaller dice, these guys, to determine the amount of damage or healing whatever item that you're trying to use will do. All the way from throwing a dagger at someone and just using this little D4, or a barbarian swinging a really massive axe and then he uses the D12. Now percentile. Percentile works a little differently. For example, if you roll a 9 on the tens dice, a 4 on the ones dice, it totals to 94. If you roll all zeros, it's 100. If you roll 2 zeros and a 1, it's a 1. When the time comes that you need to roll your dice, the rules will dictate which dice you need to use. For example, your attack might deal 3d6 damage, which means you'll roll your d6 3 times and add that total together. Another thing that you'll come across, mainly in weapons and potions that will heal you, is it'll call for a plus modifier. And we'll go over modifiers and bonuses and things like that in another video. So for example, 3d8 plus 5. So then in that instance, you would roll your d8 3 times and then add 5 to that total. And that, in a nutshell, is what dice are for. So to summarize, it's you roll the D20 when you want to do a thing and it'll determine how well you do that thing. You'll roll all your other dice after you roll your D20 and it'll let you know how much damage you do or how well you heal yourself or your comrades in a pinch. So if you like this video, you found it informative, click down below in the subscribey bits, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video where we discuss generating your character. Thanks. beside the D20.
That one.
And the one that makes looking like... And the one... And the one that makes look...
That one.
Yeah, it will.